Intuitively, you've known about combining like terms since you were a little kid. We all do it because it's just basic stuff that makes sense. Now, if you haven't done math in a while, let's say you're out of college, you've been out of college for a while, or maybe you didn't take that much math in college, you're getting ready for the GRE or the GMAT, you might feel a little rusty on it, but combining like terms is actually probably easier than you remember it being. Let's just start off with a very basic example. Let's say I have a cow plus a dog. You know what you have if you have a cow plus a dog. You have a cow plus a dog. They're not the same thing. You don't have a cow dog because that is absurd and doesn't make any kind of sense at all. On the other hand, if you have a cow plus another cow, you have two cows. Or as we say in math, we might write that as two cow. The same thing happens with letters, with variables. If I have a plus a, it's the same type of thing. I'm going to call that 2a. If I have a plus b, well, that's just a plus b. They're not the same thing. You don't combine, you don't make a single thing out of two unlike things. If you have an apple and a banana, you just have an apple and a banana. That's all you have. You don't have an apple banana or a banana apple. You just have an apple plus a banana. You don't combine unlike things. And you've known about that probably since you were about 0 years old. Now, it can get a little tricky sometimes when we're dealing with exponents and whatnot. So we have to decide what makes two things like versus unlike. Two things are like if they have the same base and the same exponent. So a squared and a squared, these are like. So we can add them. And to add them, you get two a squareds. A cubed and a squared are not like. Why? Because even though they have the same base, they both have the base of a, they have different exponents. So if the exponents are not exactly the same, then the terms are not like. Even if they're really close, let's say I have a to the third plus a to the 2.99999. These are still unlike terms. You cannot combine them unless the base is the exact same and the exponents are the exact same. And that's what makes them like. Now, combining like terms, by the way, that only applies to addition, or subtraction for that matter. In order to add or subtract two terms, they have to be like terms. That means the same base and the same exponents. What if you have something where you have more than one variable, more than one letter? What if I have ab squared plus a squared b? Well, the bases are the same, but are the exponents the same? I mean, it's the same number, but it has to be the same exponent attached to the same part of the base to be like. Here, the b is being squared. Over here, the a is being squared. So these are unlike terms, so they cannot be simplified. On the other hand, if you have ab squared plus ab squared, now they're like terms, and this gives you 2ab squared. Now, you might not just have one thing. You might have a few things. So just like you might have 2 cow plus 3 cow equals 5 cow, or 5 cows if you want to make it a little bit more colloquial, the same thing is going to be true with variables and variable expressions. Let's go ahead and look at this. Let's say I have 3a plus 5a. Well, that's just like if I have 3 apples plus 5 apples. What do I have? I have 8a, or 8 apples if you want to think of it like that. Now let's say I have 3ab squared plus 5ab squared. Now remember, the coefficients don't have to be the same. Only the bases have to be the same, and the exponents have to be the same. If the bases and exponents are the same, they're like. If the bases are different, or the exponents are different, or the exponents in a different part of the base, then they're not like. These are like terms. You have a and a b, and this b is being squared, and the a is not being squared. The a is to the 1, or you can say it has no exponent at all if you want to look at it like that. And this just equals 8ab squared. Now let's say I have 3a squared b plus 5ab squared. What does that equal? It doesn't equal anything. It just equals 3a squared b plus 5ab squared. Why? Because they're not like terms. The x, this is over here, a is being squared. Over here, b is being squared. So these are unlike terms. You cannot combine unlike terms. Just like you can't add up a cow and a dog and have it be a single thing, you can't combine a squared b and ab squared. They're just different. Combining like terms, it's going to be a step in almost every algebra problem. Whether you're taking the GRE or the GMAT or something else, it's going to be there somewhere. So make sure you get comfortable with these. Now listen, you're going to make a few mistakes. Don't beat yourself up about that. Over time, you're going to get more and more comfortable with this. It's going to become an automatic, natural process that you're going to be able to do for life on any math problem, any algebra problem that involves combining like terms in a step. And that is going to be most algebra problems.